Managing coupling facilities. Occasionally, a coupling facility may have to be removed from the Sysplex for maintenance, upgrades, disruptive patches, engineering changes, or because of a hardware or microcode failure. Coupling facility structures may have to be rebuilt into another CF or rebuilt in the same CF because of a performance problem or size change. If the owning subsystem supports a structure rebuild, a structure may be automatically rebuilt into another coupling facility or manually moved using the setxcf start rebuild command. Coupling facility structures rebuild is a user-managed process that allows the structure connectors to allocate another coupling facility structure with the same structure name. The structure connector can then reconstruct data into the newly allocated structure. Coupling facility structure connectors can change the location or attributes of the structure during rebuild without having to disconnect from the structure. Structure rebuild is intended for planned reconfiguration and recovery scenarios. Installations might initiate structure rebuild because of loss of connectivity to a coupling facility or a structure failure. Structure rebuild can be initiated by an authorized program, by an operator, or by ZOS. The macro and the setxcf start rebuild command are used to initiate the structure rebuild. The process of rebuilding a structure is complex because the structure exploiter is responsible for managing its own rebuild processes. When a rebuild is system managed rather than user managed, the system performs all of the significant steps in the overall rebuild process on behalf of the connectors to a structure. Only minimal participation by the connectors is required. System Managed Rebuild supports planned structure rebuilds only. Recovery situations still require the use of user-managed rebuilds. User-managed rebuild is intended for planned reconfiguration and recovery situations. The installation might initiate the rebuild process because of loss of connectivity to a coupling facility or a structure failure. The user-managed rebuild process requires the structure connectors develop protocols among themselves to control the rebuilding process. The system reports certain rebuilding events to the event exits so that the structure connectors can coordinate the rebuild processing. The major events that the connectors must coordinate include keying access to the structure, allocating a new structure, connecting to the new structure, and then repopulating the data in the new structure if necessary. Some exploiters, such as Jest2, have chosen not to support user-managed structure rebuild due to the complexity of the rebuild process. Jest2 relies on its existing recovery mechanism, checkpoint reconfiguration, rather than using the user-managed structure rebuild. System-managed rebuild can successfully rebuild a structure even when there are no active connectors to a structure. System-managed rebuild is intended to be used to support planned coupling facility reconfiguration. Therefore, it does not rebuild the structure onto the same coupling facility. System-managed rebuild was an effort to simplify the rebuild protocol. Simplification of a structure rebuild should make it easier for exploiters to support structure rebuild. Jest2 is an example of an application that chose not to support rebuild in the past. However, it was being changed to support system-managed rebuild. System-managed provides a means for rebuilding a structure with the minimal participation of the structure connectors. During the rebuild process, the system manages accesses to the structure, the old and new instances of the structure that exist during rebuild processing, and the propagation of data into the new structure. System-managed rebuild is intended for use in planned reconfiguration scenarios only. The system allocates the new structure, populates the data into the new structure, and then switches over the use in the new instance. System management rebuild can only function as long as the old and new structures remain ready and there is at last one system in the Sysplex capable of performing the required system managed processing. Removing a coupling facility from Sysplex. A coupling facility might need to be removed from a Sysplex for maintenance, to have a new level of coupling facility control code installed, or to be replaced. When such a situation occurs, you must remove any structures contained in the coupling facility before it is shut down and removed from the Sysplex. When a CF is removed from a Sysplex, a new CFRM policy may or may not be required, depending on if the removal is temporary or permanent. For those cases, command is recommended. Using this command provides a simplified process to take in preparation for removing a coupling facility from a Sysplex, such as putting the coupling facility in maintenance mode and moving all the structures out of the coupling facility. By placing a coupling facility into maintenance mode, the XCF allocation algorithm will eliminate it from the list of coupling facilities that are eligible for structure allocation. Once the coupling facility is in maintenance mode, the reallocate process can be used to remove structures from it. Starting XCF signaling structures. In this visual, CF01 removal is required. For this example, a new CFRM policy will be used. Review any installation-specific requirements. Issue the command display allocated structures. Issue the command that verify that enough free storage exists in moving to CF to contain the structures from the other CF. Activate the new CFRM policy supporting all the structures in one CF. Use the command to move the structures that support build. Use local procedures to manage structures that do not support build. Configure CF links offline if required. Return structures to original CF after CF outage. Authorized applications such as subsystems and ZOS components in the parallel Sysplex can use the coupling facility services to catch data, catch structures, share queues and status, list structures, and access Sysplex log structures in order to implement high-performance data sharing and quick recovery from failures.